Hello, welcome to Life in the Flat Lane, episode 2. Don't know what that made me laugh, but yeah. So, day 2. Let's see, we didn't start brilliantly. Richter scale pain this morning when I got up was 8. So it was not good. According to my Apple Watch here, I had a very good night's sleep. And yet I woke up in a lot more pain than usual. So perhaps I should just have a poor night's sleep and get up with not so much pain in the morning. So I had to wait for a while for that to calm down this morning, and it took a long while. So for the medication to kick in, which was cracking way to do the day while the wife's out busy. She's at the gym this morning. And then what else did she do? Oh, she dragged the mother-in-law home with her. Yeah, mother-in-law's quite tiny. She's quite short. And she sent her a joke the other day about what happens if a little person waves at you. It's called a microwave. So I took the mickey out of it for that. I do take the mickey out of the mother-in-law quite a lot. I've trashed her house once before now, but she deserved it. She started it. I just finished it. Yeah. Then she went off to dance class this afternoon, and I did a lot of sleeping, thanks to the medication and because it took quite some time for the back pain to ease down. So yeah, cracking day today. Not much watching the sport at the moment. Needless to say, my football team's Ipswich. I don't care what you lot think. I really don't care. I may live in Nottingham, but I was born in Ipswich. So that's my team. We drew with Millwall today, so I'll take that. We're still in third with that game in hand, so I'll take that. But my hockey team, I support ice hockey much more than I do the football, is Nottingham Panthers, and we're currently 1-1 against Sheffield Steelers at Sheffield. So if you hear some shouting in the background, it's because we've scored, and the wife is currently checking her phone. So we've just scored just before I started this, and we're at 1-1 at the minute. So, and we're playing for second spot in that after recently winning the Challenge Cup this week, beating Coventry in the Challenge Cup final, which I managed to get to see as one of my nights out this week, which was fantastic because I've missed far too many hockey games because of the back problem. This season, and being the season ticket holder, I've been following them for 13, if not 14 years now. And I absolutely love the sport, love the game, love the people I get to meet. It's fantastic from a social point of view, but also from the ice hockey point of view as well. And Panthers having a good season, Continental Cup winners, as well as Challenge Cup winners. And hopefully, I don't think we can get the league this season. I don't think anybody's going to stop Belfast, but fingers crossed that we've got the playoff final in April. That's a nice long weekend.
Glasgow are currently beating Belfast 2-1.
Oh, that's doing us even better. Although Belfast are about 6 points ahead of everybody else at the moment, and 6 or 8 points ahead of us. So we don't mind the fact that they lose a couple. We've got a double header against against Belfast next week. I won't be there because it's my birthday, and otherwise it's one place that I'd love to go back to. My wife's never been to the Belfast, so hopefully next year. It's just unfortunate with the timing around my big 60 birthday this year. Yay! So yeah. So what's happening? What else is happening today? Thank you for everybody that has watched last night's first episode. I really do appreciate the fact that you've taken the time to watch it. Hopefully you weren't too bored. I will try and get some lighter stuff in there. It's new to me. There's comedy things I want, some funny stuff I want to bring. It's not about being doom and gloom. It's just about getting stuff off my chest, what's going on, how my day's been, and it's not brilliant. So I just have to make the most of it. I got irked today from a crappy, shockingly shit advert, an Easter advert. I'm not going to name the supermarket, but I don't see where 6 bottles of fizz with 25% off. What the hell has that got to do with Easter? Please enlighten me. If you're going to give me a discount on something, give me on something that's a viable option that I'm going to eat, or that's something that's handy for Easter, like eggs, something like that. Something that's why is it always booze? It's always booze. And it's not that I don't drink, because I do drink every now and again. I just not very often. But every time you do the discounts, it's always on booze. What about the stuff that we use every single day? It would be nice. Yeah. So I'm not going to name and shame who they are, but to be fair, I think you're all the same. that irked me quite a lot today. So we've got Panthers playing at the minute. We've got hockey tomorrow as well, because we're playing Sheffield away today and playing them at home tomorrow. So I should be getting to that game, and I'll be getting out again this week. As I did say, yes, I think yesterday, that I'd been out this week a few times, and that's the most I've been out, all week. Um, I, mainly we had a funeral on Monday, so that's not the best of times, unfortunately, but it's one of those that have got to be done, and that was the very sad occasion for that one. Wednesday, and that was quite a long day. That actually, yeah, but it was a celebration of his life as well, and it was good to watch the guy's three sons take the mickey out of each other, but how they all got on. And they're all on about haircuts, and yet they're all bald, and they're on about haircuts and stuff, and that kind of thing. It just makes you howl. But they're all bald. Two of them are deaf. I've got hearing aids in.
I think they're all deaf.
And they might all be deaf, are they? Are they all got hearing aids in? Yeah, yeah.
But I'm going to assume they're all deaf.
Yeah. One of them's not quite got all his own teeth. I don't know about the other two. I've not looked that far. That's the one I just know. So, yeah. But no, a cracking family, and it was an emotional day, as you would expect them to be. Wednesday, I was out, as I say, with the Challenge Cup final, and Thursday was a Christmas present. I went to see Diversity, which was fantastic. I mean, that was an amazing show, and I didn't realise it's 17 years since they won Britain's Got Talent. 17 years. 10, I could agree with 10. I can go with that. Didn't make me feel so old. But 17, wow. And they're still leading the way in what they do. And the performance in the show that Ashley and the crew put on Thursday night was absolutely outstanding. It was amazing. There was a lot of wows, a lot of shouting, some amazing dancing, some brilliant choreography, and a good storyline. So the whole thing was just what a brilliant show. So yeah, that was good to get out for that as well. So yep, really, really good. Next week, my excitement next week was exciting doctor's appointment. Yay! Finally, I'll be actually getting somewhere this time. It's only 3 months, as I say, I've been in this sort of position since a cough put my back out. Yeah, it was a cough that did this to me. It aggravated the spine so much over the winter period that the chronic cough, which is still being investigated, they're still trying to figure out what that is, was violent enough to take me off my legs and completely put my back out. But this time in a very different way, where I'm struggling to. It's not recovering like it would do normally. Normally, I would feel a twinge or a spasm, and then it'd be a few days or a couple of weeks, and it would be back to normal. But in this case, it's not changing at all. In fact, it's getting worse. One of the advantages of taking the tramadol, not the fact that it puts me to sleep, but it actually stopped the cough, which is a great thing. But as soon as you stop taking the tramadol, that's the cough coming back. So I can't win with that one at the moment. And they tried to, my GP tried to get in touch with, or has been in touch, I should say, with Respiratory, where they've been testing for COPD and stuff. I don't have COPD. I had that test a couple of weeks ago. I am borderline asthmatic, apparently, and we're going to discuss that. But Respiratory, after 6 or 7 weeks, finally got back to my GP, and I get the results of that on Wednesday with some potential treatment options. So things could be moving forward. MSK, which is the musculoskeletal people, I had that referral, and at the moment, my first appointment with them is on the 31st of March, so a week later. The only downside to that is a telephone appointment. Yes, I believe it's with a clinician, but what can you do with a telephone appointment? There's so much you can't do with the telephone thing that you can do with a face-to-face triage. So yeah, that's to do a telephone triage, basically, to see which direction I'm going to go, which clinicians or specialists, if they go down that route, where they're going to point me. So at the moment, that's still up in the air. But that's a time thing. Once you get in front of a clinician, it's fantastic. The service is amazing. It's just the time scale you have to wait in between. these relevant appointments. But there's that many people waiting for this, then it's just not surprising at the moment. It's just a bit tough. And this is why I've been patiently, I say impatiently waiting all this time for these things to come through. And despite chasing up, you can only work as fast as the people do. So fingers crossed, I'll get somewhere, certainly on the respiratory side, and we can figure out what this cough is, which I've had for 1.5 years, by the way. But it didn't really pick up until winter this year when it got really, really bad. So we'll see where that takes me next week. I'm going to be all good fun. Anything else I've got next week? I don't think I've got anything at all exciting next week besides that doctor's appointment, a bit of hockey, and I've got that, haven't I? Yeah. Apparently, I've got my birthday next Saturday, my 60th. I've got no idea what's going on for it. I'm sure it will be amazing, as they normally are. I'm so looking forward to everybody taking the piss at me being 60. There's going to be a lot of remarks, snide comments. Yeah. Oh, well, it is what it is. You get what you give. I give out enough grief, so I'm expecting to get it back. Yeah. Just remember that those that are younger than me, you will be there one day, and I'll still be around. Yeah. Get me on back on you. So yeah, it's not much of a day really. So a little bit about last week, about what next week. Hopefully, when I'm like keeping myself entertained at the moment, what do I do? Motorsport. I love my F1. I mentioned that yesterday. Also MotoGP. I need to check on that because apparently there was a sinkhole opened on the track today, so there's been no motor racing. But they may have managed to run the race, so they can fix sinkholes over there faster than they can do them in UK. But we'll have a little look and see whether it's been done. I'm sure they'll have figured something out for it. Yeah. Right. I think that's about it for today. Thanks for listening, and I'll be back again soon.